Say a few things about the back of the Campulance while the two doors are open. I do have a mosquito net door that works really well. So this is really well thought out, if I may say so myself. This basically just snaps on to all these snaps that are along the top of the door right here and all the way down both sides. Totally covers up the back here and still be able to zip the zipper up and down to be able to come in and out easily. This is the shower head that attaches to the back of the solar shower. There's a trailer hitch back here, obviously, that one can pull a trailer. It is wired for a 4-flat trailer hitch type of wiring. And then this bike rack is really slick. It allows you to carry 4 bikes on it. You can attach it here. Obviously, for ease of coming in and out the door, I've taken the pins out and it just swings away and out of the way so you can operate both doors. Exhaust for the generator, which is right here, which is right inside this compartment that I'll talk about here in just a moment. This is a good opportunity to talk about these rollers that are right up at the back of the rack that allow for ease of putting boats and other things on and off the rack. 2 rollers. Don't really need this one below the rooftop tent unless you're planning to take it down, but it sure works great over here for putting the canoe up and down off of the rack. So just a couple of things here along the driver's side of the Campulance that I wanted to point out. Shoreline power station is right here. I have a couple of different cords that I'll talk about here in just a minute that gives you about 50 feet of range between shoreside power and where you can plug in if you're in a place where you can use that, which I would certainly recommend. And then here is sort of the utility space of the Campulance that I wanted to chat a little bit about. Basically, all ambulances have inverters. This one has a 2,000 watt inverter that came with it that allows one to run off of shoreside 110 as well as 12 volt, which I'll talk about here in just a moment. I have 2 different 6-gallon potable water tanks on this side, 2 on the other side as well. The lighter blue tank is for the gray water coming out of the sink that's easy to pop in and out and change. I have a box here that allows the generator to, which I'll talk about in just a moment, to recharge the 3 house batteries that I have that just requires flipping a switch if you're not plugged into shoreside power. A rechargeable spotlight right here, a 6-ton hydraulic jack, and then the accumulator and the water pump, the plumbing basically is all mounted on the side of this particular compartment. Have 2 7.5-gallon propane tanks over on this side that basically work for the 2-burner stove up in the galley. This is on a slidable tray, cordless chainsaw, which is always nice to have. So you're getting away from a combustible fuel saw. This is one of the cords that I have that one can use. It's a 30-footer. The other one I have in the next compartment over is a 25-footer, giving you 55 feet of space to be able to plug in. All these cabinets, by the way, do have lights, dome lights in them that when you open the doors light up. The next compartment over has a 2-burner grilling stove that's also propane. It's on a slide-out tray. The diesel fuel tank or fill hose is right here, obviously. And then back here we have another compartment that holds the generator, which is a very 3,800 watts, very quiet generator that allows you to recharge batteries and to run appliances and such if you're not plugged in. Up here, as mentioned, this is the solar shower. I haven't done the calculations, but would guess that it holds somewhere between 12 and 13 gallons, which allows for several showers, obviously. And if you're parked in the right aspect, it doesn't take long to heat up to 100 plus degrees. So it's a nice option for being able to shower when you're out in the boondocks. So the front of the truck is mostly stock. I have added some driving lights. There's one on each side view mirror that is more of a spotlight that will allow you to see any game or anything else on the shoulders of the roads. This particular light bar is a 20-inch rough country light bar that does really well for lighting up the road area in front of you. As far as the drivetrain in this truck, it is with the 7.3 liter diesel, which arguably is the best diesel drivetrain that Ford Motor Company ever put in a truck. Certainly the longest lived and the most fuel efficient. This particular truck only had 76,000 miles on it when I purchased it. It's just over 77 now, so I haven't put that many miles on it, but they've all been trouble-free. And surprisingly enough, this truck, when it's fully loaded with fuel, all the different fluids that one takes, on the trip that I just got back from yesterday, I averaged 15 miles a gallon on it, so it does really well. Everything has been serviced to a T with this, always. It just came out of service last year, so it's always been lived inside, always plugged in, and always had all the fluids and filters changed when recommended. 2 alternators on it, which is nice. It looks like they've recently been replaced with new ones. The glow plugs also have been recently replaced. Have good Wildcat country tires here that are new, or actually they have about 1,000 miles on them now. New tires actually all the way around. It has dual tires on the back. So there are 6 new sets of 10-ply tires that will take you on and off the road just fine. Here's the spotlight I was talking about just a minute ago. This is just the cover that pops off right here. And then wanted to point out a couple of things up on the rack up here. We have an extra wide rocket box up there. Next to that is the spare tire, which is bolted into that rack up there, so there's no vibration. Right next to that, which you can't see, is a 5-gallon propane tank that's lashed down to the rack as well. And then the Old Town Discovery canoe, 17-foot canoe that I love to take out whenever possible. So this is kind of a nifty compartment in that this opens up to the inside, or it actually did much more so than before we installed the refrigerator. There were just drawers here that you could access from the inside and the outside. And obviously we've taken up most of the space with that big isotherm 5-cube fridge that I talked about a moment ago. It's a place where I keep this telescoping ladder, which is super handy for being able to access the roof. The reason you might be wondering about why I didn't build a ladder on the back of the truck or on the side is because I didn't want to have the ability for someone to be able to scramble up there at any time, night or day, to help themselves to whatever might be on top. This is that tray that I was mentioning to you that slides out, and you have the ability to load groceries onto that. This is a step down converter that goes from 12 volts to 24 volts. Right above that is the fuse block that has the fuses. Very easy access. There's an LED strip light back here that opens up, as well as alongside this door here that lights up when you open the door. This is another table that hinges up, and I call it the happy hour table. It's a great place to set up your libations on. Down below this compartment is the battery tray, which is on a sliding tray. And it houses 3 AGM deep cycle brand new batteries that were recently purchased that are all linked together, tied into the system, whereby the alternator, when the vehicle is running, recharges these, as does the generator when that's running. It's got a cutoff switch right here as well that is handy. Instead of disconnecting one of the terminals, you can just flip this cutoff switch, and that's the battery tray. The floor lighting, LED strip lighting, as well as the under cabinet lighting, as well as the puck lighting, the overheads, are all controlled by these switches, which are also dimmable, which is real handy, and they're lit up so you can see them when you first open the door. This is how you lock the door right here from the inside. Obviously the key locks and unlocks it from the other side. So this is officially what's called the annex. It's zipped into the cantilevered portion of the rooftop tent, which we'll talk about in just a moment. And normally rooftop tents are meant to be on top of SUVs and only maybe 5 or 6 feet off the ground. Hence, this is the normal annex height, and I found a seamstress to sew on this extra 3-foot panel all the way around to allow it to be attached to the cantilevered portion of the tent and still be functional to be used as sort of an outdoor space for cooking, sleeping, what have you. Right now the wind is blowing at about 15 to 20 miles an hour, so it's making things a little bit hard to show what it normally is like, but I guess depending on where you camp, the wind blows all the time anyway. So this is really nice. It has screened-in mosquito doors on all 3 openings, as well as a canvas door that also comes down, completely watertight and water resistant when it's raining. I store 2 6-gallon water containers here to give us a total of 24 gallons in total to be able to carry with. And also this is the place where the diesel heater is. It's an S-Bar D5, which is sort of made for marine purposes, but works great for a mobile situation like this. As I mentioned, it taps into the main diesel tank, burns very efficiently, and heats up this space in here with no fumes whatsoever of diesel. It's a very dry heat, and it works great for this type of application. Another flip up, flip down table right here that works great as a prep space for cooking out here. So I had a seamstress, the same seamstress that put this extension on, also made these as well, which snap in, Velcro into the sides, and allow for mosquito and critter-free premises in here. So there's another one up here at the top. Normally when the wind's not howling, these just snap right into the side like this. Hi everybody, and welcome to the coolest part of the Campulance. That's fondly known as the RTT, or rooftop tents. This is a CVT Mount Rainier Extended series with the Stargazer option, which I love. These two panels of clear plastic through the tent itself, as well as the fly, which you can remove the fly if you need to. You can sleep either direction. It's a huge mattress. You could probably fit 4 or 5 people up here without any trouble whatsoever. Everything totally zips up if it is inclement weather, and you stay totally dry here. And it's really a super comfortable mattress, 3 inches thick, and really is quite easy to set up. We did a little video this morning of us setting it up. It only takes about 15 to 20 minutes to set everything up, including the annex, and it's just awesome being 9 feet off of the deck and sleeping on in a place where no rodents or any other critters might bother you.